Purpose. That is the most important thing to me in life. Purpose is the way that I evaluate my decisions, the way that I evaluate my actions, the way that I evaluate my relationships. When I get into a place, when I get into a position, when a person comes into my life, I often ask myself a question, either what am I doing here, or what is that person doing in my life? Because I want to make sure that I do not miss it. I do not just take the presence of this person or my presence in a place for granted. I am there to do something and I do it, and if I need to leave, I leave. If I am meant to stay, I stay. So purpose is very important for me. Now, if you're a purpose-driven person, then this video is for you. I am returning from a 2 weeks leave. Yes, leave. Last year, after working myself to the bone, it was a very, very hectic year because I had like people who I worked with in accountability for the whole year. I was pursuing 2 courses at the same time, and I realized that at times when you're pursuing your purpose and pursuing this thing that you're passionate about, you forget to take the time to rest because there's such a fire within you. So I started to actually have planned leave times. I started implementing that this year. I have actual planned leave times. And the past 2 weeks were like my actual part of my annual leave. 2 weeks before that, I'd actually fallen sick, which again was my body letting me know that, Jennifer, you need to take time off and rest. So that is where I have come from resting, taking time off to just take a break from all the operations to rest, reflect, and reconnect with myself, with my creator, with everything. So during this time that I took off, I had been feeling like a nudge within my spirit that I needed to take time off to just reevaluate my decisions, have a conversation with my purpose giver about my business, just reevaluate, check in and see, are you still on track or are you still not on track? So the way that I decided to do that was to consecrate 3 days. I released food for 3 days and I was just drinking mainly water. That is a conversation, a whole other conversation. But I took 3 days within this 2-week leave of mine to just spend time with myself, in the Word, with God, with Dr. Miles Monroe, who I think is such an amazing teacher on the kingdom and leadership and business and all that kind of stuff. And just with my business, with my notebook, and just sit back and reevaluate what is going on. Am I feeling on track? Am I feeling aligned? So that's what I did with part of my leave time. And I'm highly recommending it for you who is purpose-driven, for you who is leading and you feel like you're leading because of purpose, for you who is doing a business you're passionate about and you feel like it's because of purpose. This is just a call or a confirmation to you if you are feeling that gentle tug upon you, gentle tug within to take time off, to just go to your purpose giver. Whoever you call that purpose giver. I call him God, some people call him universe, but go to that purpose giver and reevaluate whether you're still on track. So that's what I did. I just want to share a couple of things that came up for me as I took these 3 days off, and it actually extended to more than the 3 days because it was such a time of reawakening and relearning and rediscovering. So the first thing that I did was to check in whether I am still aligned with purpose, whether I'm still feeling like I am doing what I am meant to be doing at this time. And that was a good check-in to see where I'd kind of veered off and where I was feeling a little bit of misalignment. It was a good check-in to just check again and see, okay, maybe you need to reroute your thoughts or reroute your decisions this way or the other. So it was a very good check-in for me, and I was able to find my alignment and to realign myself. The second thing, I think the thing that was actually making me feel like I needed to take time off was I was beginning to feel a sort of weariness and dragging my feet to do the work that I'm doing. Now, I left my job, my well-paying, drowning in benefits and allowances, frequent flying job, to start a business, to be self-employed or to start a business, because I felt like that was purpose for me. And for me, it's very important to be enjoying what I'm doing, because when you're doing something that is purpose, when you're doing something that's passion, even if it's hard, even if you make losses, even if you're broke, even if you don't have something to eat and you're just taking tea in the evening, there is still some sort of enjoyment. There is still some kind of fulfillment that you feel. It's like you're going through some hard time or a hard season, but within within you, you're still feeling fulfilled because you are aligned with everything that you are created to do. But I had found that I was beginning to feel a little bit weary, and I was like, what is going on? So this time again, it helped me to actually realize where I was a little bit out of step, where I had made decisions that were kind of taking me away from what it is I wanted to do, where I needed to reevaluate my programs, the type of programs that I am doing, the type of coaching that I'm doing, where I needed to evaluate the time that I'm spending with clients, the length of my client, the length of my programs. So it just helped me to reevaluate that and feel the excitement and the happiness and the fulfillment of doing the work that I am doing. Because again, as I said, purpose. I am doing this because I feel like it is my purpose. The third thing was the new ideas that came up. I really believe that business originated from God. I believe that business is a God idea. And because I believe that it is a God idea, as I said, my purpose for me comes from God. You can call him whoever you want to call him. But because I believe that it comes from him, I feel like we need business people, especially, or people who are leading because of purpose. You need to constantly check in with him and see, okay, any new ideas that you have. And I had so many new ideas actually come up. Many scary ideas because of how big they are. But I think one of the major ones was something that I have been doing for so long with so many people that is second nature, that again, I hadn't noticed was actually a billable service. Something that people call me at night, friends, family, the people who I actually offer coaching to. It's not something I say that I do for them, but they start doing it because it's like they need that service from me. And it was just this idea where I just felt like, can you notice that this is something that you're doing that is actually, you can actually be paid for? And I was like, wow, I never actually thought about that. So a lot of new ideas came to my mind during this time of consecration, and that idea for me was something really, really huge, because like I have done it and I had never noticed that it was a nice business idea. So that was a very good thing, a very big positive for me during this time of consecration. The big ideas, of course, I'm still scaring myself, but we are saying yes, your will be done. We are saying so be it. The next thing was actually a bit of a rebuke for me, because I realized that I wasn't being a good steward of some of the resources that I had been given. It was a major rebuke. First of all, in my use of time, because I needed to spend more time developing and refining this product of mine, this gift of mine, whatever it is, my talent that I had been given. I needed to spend more time in it. And I was wasting a lot of time on Korean K-dramas. On TV and all that stuff. So I have added more time so that I'm a better steward of the time that I have, but also I needed to think more multiplying and growth, because the stuff that we've been given, we are meant to multiply, we are meant to be fruitful, we are meant to multiply, we are meant to subdue, and we are meant to have dominion. That was something that I was reminded of. We are not just doing stuff for the sake of doing it, for the sake of doing stuff. All of us came to this earth with a gift, a specific gift or a talent, something that we are meant to do on this earth. And that is just a seed. We are meant to find a way of producing fruit out of that seed. And when we produce that fruit, we multiply that fruit. And when we multiply that fruit, then we replenish as we find a way of supplying it and people actually encountering that fruit. And then we subdue in whichever domain that we are in, and we have dominion. We are meant to be leaders. We are meant to have dominion. I realized that I hadn't actually been a good steward there. I was playing it safe in a couple of areas. I was playing it small. And that is where my last lesson actually came up. I realized that I was challenged to begin to dream big again. I had been overholding onto this gift, overholding onto the coaching that I do and the ideas that I have, and wanting to hold onto them. And when I try to hold onto things with my hands, they remain small. So what I was challenged to do was to release them and to begin to dream big again, and to allow that dream to grow. I think for me that was the biggest challenge, realizing that, oh, Jennifer, yes, what you're doing is purpose. Yes, what you're doing is aligned. Yes, what you're doing is fulfilling you, but you are dreaming too small. Release the dream. Release it. Stop holding onto it and trying to guide it and trying to make sure that you can see everyone stop doing that. Release the dream and allow it to grow. So that was, I think, one of the biggest things for me from this. All of them were big, but that was a really, really big one that I did not expect. So this is, again, as I said, a video. It's away from the norm. It's for people who are purpose driven. If you're a leader, you're leading a team, you're a manager, you're a director, and you purpose, you know that you're there just because of purpose. It is not so much that you're chasing a promotion or something. You know that you're there for a reason. There's a specific reason. There are specific people that you're there to serve. If you're a business owner and you're driven by passion, the thing that you're doing is like a gift. It comes from deep within you. You know that this thing is a purpose thing. I'm just encouraging you to take time off to go back to the person who gave you that purpose, because purpose originates from somewhere else. To go back to that person and just check in, especially if you have been feeling a little bit weary, if you've been feeling like not aligned, losing gas or banging gas as you're doing this stuff. Take some time off. You don't have to be like the 3 days of releasing food. It might just be just time off, a weekend getaway by yourself, by the way. Just release the noise, because at times we are distracted by all the social media that we are watching, all the opinions, the books that we are reading. Music is also a very big distraction from hearing yourself and from hearing from your purpose giver. So just take some time off, take some time to be quiet, take some time to reflect and realign yourself. This is for you who has been feeling like you need to do that. Have a lovely, lovely day.